Okay, let's do multiplication with radicals on the next page, page 70. We're going to continue to use this product property where we can split factors apart and put them under radical signs, or we can put them back together again. So if they're separated, you can say, I'm going to put it under one radical sign and multiply them together, or if they're under one, you can split it up and make it two. So that's what we're going to do. So on this one, I am going to take radical 3 and radical 15, treat it like it's A and B up here, and put it together. And I'm also going to multiply the factors that are on the outside of the radical sign as well. So I end up with 8 radical 15. Now my next question to myself is about this guy right here. Is he simplified? Because sometimes when you multiply these together, you're going to end up with something that can be simplified further. Not in this case. 15 doesn't have any perfect squares. Okay, let's look at this one. This guy's on the outside of a term that's got addition and subtraction or subtraction in it, so we're going to distribute. When we distribute, we get the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, which is the square root of 4, plus the square root of 2 times 5, which is the square root of 10. Now, this can be simplified. The square root of 4 is 2. So 2 plus radical 10 is your answer, because radical 10 is as simplified as it'll go. Here's another one. That's radical 18 minus radical 12. Both of these can be simplified. I can think of 18 as 9 times 2, and I can think of 12 as 4 times 3. So once I take my perfect squares out, I have 3 radical 2 minus 2 radical 3, and I'm done, because the radicands are different. All right, let's do some distribution, double distribution, because we've got binomials. A binomial times a binomial. So we're going to do the double distribution, remembering we'll do this first term right here, 5 times 3 plus 2 radical 3 minus radical 3 times 3 plus 2 radical 3. So this looks just like our multiplying of binomials in the other unit, except we've got some radicals in here. So now we're going to do our distribution. We're going to get 15 plus 10 radical 3. Remember, this guy only multiplies to the factor that's on the outside of the radical sign, not to the 3 that's on the inside. So this becomes 3 radical 3, distribute, and that becomes 2 radical 9. Inside times inside, and the 2 stays on the outside. Now we can clean this up. We've got 15, and then we've got radical 3s and radical 3s. So if I have 10 and I take 3 away, I have 7 of them left, and minus 2, and radical 9 is 3. So this becomes 15 plus 7 radical 3 minus 6, and of course 15 minus 6 is 9, plus 7 radical 3. Don't try to add that 9 and 7 together. People do that, but you can't. Okay, here's another, here's a binomial times himself. So if you want to stretch this out, looks like this. Looks like that. And I'm going to go ahead and multiply that. So I'm going to double distribute. And I'm going to get 4 radical 2 times this second term, 4 radical 2 plus radical 3, plus the second part, this guy, radical 3 times the whole big thing. Okay, so this looks a mess, but when we take it carefully and we distribute, we get 4 times 4 is 16, radical 4. And then this guy times that guy is 4 radical 6. This one times this one is another 4 radical 6. And the last one is radical 3 times radical 3, which is radical 9. And now we're going to clean it up further. 16 times 2. Radical 4 is 2. plus 8 radical 6. I've got 4 of them here and 4 of them here, plus 3. So we get 32 plus 8 radical 6 plus 3, which is 35, plus 8 radical 6. There you go. You guys try this one on your own. Try C on your own, and we'll see how you do when you get to class. Thanks for listening.